Hello, I have some important information on expedited licensure process for international nurses from 7 designated countries. Effective May 1st, 2023, registered nurses licensed in good standing in 7 designated countries and who demonstrate good character would be eligible for registration and licensure in Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia, well, immediately with no additional requirements other than passing the entrance exam. And again, this is part of the Nova Scotia College of Nurses work to establish a fast and predictable pathway to licensure in Nova Scotia. So again, what are those 7 designated countries? They are the Philippines, India, my country, Nigeria, USA, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. So again, if you're in good standing, if you're licensed in these 7 designated countries, you are eligible for registration and licensure in Nova Scotia immediately with no additional requirements other than passing the entrance examination, which is the NCLEX. Another good news with English language proficiency. So international nurses who have completed their entry-level nursing programs and established registration and licensure in those 7 countries have been deemed to have met the English language requirements. So for those of us who are scared of IELTS, that's a free pass for you. And again, if you establish licensure in, but we are not educated in one of these 7 designated countries, you may need to submit evidence of meeting the English language requirements. Again, so the college will advise you if this is the case in your application. But if you're in any of those 7 countries, then you have a pass on writing IELTS and proving English language proficiency. People have been asking, when can I apply for the expedited process? Well, the application form for the expedited process is not available until May 1st. So if you apply before May 1st, you will be in the old process and be required to apply to NNAS first. So again, remember with this new process, you won't be required to apply to NNAS first. So I would advise you wait for May 1st. What are the eligibility criteria? Again, we already mentioned you must have current licensure and be in good standing as a registered nurse in either of the Philippines, India, Nigeria, USA, UK, Australia, or New Zealand. Current licensure, in case you don't understand what it means, current licensure means to hold a practicing license that entitles you to practice as a registered nurse. So again, if you are not currently licensed in one of the 7 designated countries, you are not eligible for this pathway. Again, we've mentioned good standing. What is good standing? Good standing means you are not subject to any outstanding complaints with your current nursing board. There are no prohibitions, conditions, agreements, or restrictions on your license that would prevent you from registering with the NSCN. Again, you also need to provide identification as part of the registration and licensure process. So again, you will be required to submit 2 pieces of identification with your application. And again, the good part is that notarization of these documents would not be required. So again, you don't want to mix this up with other applications. Alberta says you need to notarize. Now, Nova Scotia says the ID don't need to be notarized. And examples or options you can provide for ID could be your birth certificate, your passport, your driver's license, your government-issued ID card, etc. Again, with the verification, the board will be requiring verification of registration from your current regulatory body, for example, the Nursing and Midwifery Council. They can use the verification of licensure in your National Nursing Assessment report, if you've already done that, if you have one. So if you have a report from the NNAS, you will need to port your report to the NSCN, so that way they can have access to the report. Or they can use an online search tool if your current regulatory body has one available. With your criminal record check, they would also be requiring a recent criminal record check, and you can arrange for your criminal record check to be sent directly to the NSCN from the agency performing it. And finally, if you have already passed the NCLEX, you do not need to retake it. You're already eligible for a full practicing license with this new pathway with the Nova Scotia Board of Nursing. So if you have passed the NCLEX, you just get full practicing license when you apply with the board. But if you have not passed the NCLEX, most international nurses will be eligible for a conditional license. Once the conditional license is issued, you may begin to practice as an RN in Nova Scotia. Your conditional license, again, you need to take note of this, is valid for 12 months or until 3 failed attempts to pass the NCLEX RN exam. Again, you want to enroll for our NCLEX classes, whichever board you're applying to, whether it's the US or Canada, is still the same exam proctored by Pearson VUE. So you want to attend these NCLEX classes because you can see the conditional license is tied to your attempts on the NCLEX. So you have 3 failed attempts before the conditional license would be revoked. Again, after 3 exam failures, you'll be required to complete bridging education to be eligible for subsequent conditional licenses. If you have failed the NCLEX in the past, you also want to provide this information with the NSCF. So again, keep your eye out for our next video guide, especially when the process kicks off in May. You want to like and subscribe this channel to keep getting more information on this new expedited process. Thank you.